everyone, and before we go to our cruise here in P&O Ventura, beforehand we stopped for some food. I went to visit my friend in Poole, so we had some dinner here at this lovely Thai restaurant to celebrate my birthday, which is the reason we're going on this cruise. And so we had some amazing Thai food at a restaurant nearby. It was really, really tasty, and it was really nice to be able to have that sort of pre-cruise dinner with friends before we took the cruise. Now, one of the people I was traveling with, it was their first cruise, so this was a great chance to tell him exactly what to expect from the next few days. So it is cruise day and it is the morning. It's a bit loud, as you can imagine, here at Mayflower Terminal here in Southampton. We've just dropped off our bags over here on the numbered thing. So if you are traveling with P&O, your luggage tag will say something like 8E, which ours does, which means you're on deck 8 and you drop your luggage off at luggage pod E. So we've done that. And now we are just about to go into the terminal for departures. It's not too busy here, mainly because they changed the itinerary very last minute. We got an itinerary change at 5 p.m. last night, that instead of going to Amsterdam for 2 days, we're actually going to Cherbourg, France and Le Havre, France, which is very, very different. So a lot of people did actually cancel their cruise and get a full refund because it's a completely substantial change in the trip. So we anticipate a lower amount of people sailing, so that'll be quite an interesting one. But yeah, we're about to go through to departures now. Just to note that they've gotten rid of e-tickets now, so you just need your boarding card and your proof of vaccination and your proof of insurance, and then you are good to go. So we'll see you on the other side. Although we all dread the sit and wait at check-in, waiting to be able to board, it actually wasn't too bad. It was only about 10 or 15 minutes of sitting and waiting for the Ligurian tier and other people booking in suites to board first, and soon enough we were on our way on the gangway getting on board the ship. The best part of the day. And we all love that first step onto the ship, where we of course get onto the gangway, get into the buffet and have our first lunch aboard. Amazing. There are plenty of options to choose from, but we settled for some sort of roast meats, some salads, and I had this lovely moussaka and of course a cheeky piece of carrot cake. So we are on board. It didn't take long in the end. We were in the terminal for about 20-25 minutes from check-in process to waiting to board. Got on board fine, went straight to the room. It was already ready, which was great. Unpacked, because I like to get unpacked nice and early so I can enjoy the cruise. And then once unpacked, we then went to the buffet on deck 15 to have lunch. And then after that, we went straight to the hot tubs. So a tip for you, and I shouldn't give this tip really because then everyone will start doing it, but I'm going to do it anyway. And that is that if you pack your swimwear in your carry-on, then you can go straight to the hot tubs while they're empty on board and enjoy that, especially with a cocktail or a beer or something. Because later on in the cruise, especially if you're in a hot location, the hot tubs then tend to get quite busy and you sometimes won't get to get into one. So we had a lot of people walking past us while we were in the hot tub looking at us like we were aliens because we are smart and took advantage of the empty hot tubs. But now we've come back to the cabin, got changed, had showers and stuff, and we're going to go have a little bit of a tour around the ship, and we'll take you with us. Now let me tell you a bit more about this cruise while we watch the Port of Southampton get ready for us to sail away from the terminal. So we were at the Mayflower Terminal here in Southampton, sailing on P&O Ventura. The cruise was a 4-day cruise, and the intention was that it was a 4-day cruise with an overnight in the Port of Amsterdam. A few weeks before the cruise, we were told that due to low water, we were actually going to be spending an extra bit of time in Amsterdam. So we were staying there for 2 nights, which was great, and we were all very excited. However, the night before this cruise, when we were enjoying that lovely Thai meal that you saw at the beginning, we all received an email with only a few hours' notice that unfortunately, due to engineering works at the lock in Amsterdam, the whole itinerary was basically cancelled, and instead we were going to be sailing to Cherbourg and Le Havre in France instead. Now, obviously, a lot of people were very upset, but P&O were very good and gave us £50 per person on board credit as an apology, which is something they don't have to do, but it was nice to receive. And they were very, very apologetic and did everything they could to help us book for excursions and such in the new ports. Now, we weren't too bothered because we were sailing on this for a birthday and to celebrate being on the ship, not necessarily the ports. And so instead of going to Amsterdam, we made sure to really enjoy our time in the ports. And you'll see that in coming episodes. And now it was time for dinner. So we headed to the restaurant. This is the main dining room aboard the ship that does have 3, one of which is reserved for early and late seating, and the others are for both freedom and sort of time dining as well. So here was the menu. I've had some soup. We had some amazing main courses and of course a lovely dessert as well. Service was quick in the main dining room, which was nice. And it was just very efficient, which I felt very good about, but it did lack a little bit of personality because they were so focused on getting things out quickly, which wasn't necessarily a bad thing, just something I thought was worth noting. The quality of the food was high, it was all hot, and that's all we need. Join me on the next episode and we'll see what we did on this lovely cruise in the ports.